and another one to the official call. As soon as I entered the message range, the first thought that went through my mind is how the dark the problem is. There was no light. Even with a small light in front, the first came. I had to go to the toilet. Then I was sitting in the toilet. I'm thinking that when man was to put in his color, there has to be also some worry of it. What will happen then? If light will come at that time, everything is okay. Even if there is no punishment in the grave except darkness. Rasulullah came to one grave. He just stood there. When the person used to clean the masjid, the person passed away, and they have not informed Rasulullah his death because it was at night and they buried him. And then he realized after a few days that this person is not there. So he asked, "You never told me." He said, "Wasn't that too much? It's too important." The Ridhwan came to the grave and started digging at the grave, digging at the grave. And then he mentioned that sometimes the grave just becomes dark for the enemy. There is no other punishment except darkness. Just death is more than sufficient as an alarm. In the dark environment, you don't know whether something is in front, something is on the side. In the world of the grave is a different world. When I was small, I used to go to the Qabrisan and to see that. The first. And all along I always thought that that's the grave. Because we know, isn't it? The Nabi he came home. Aisha radiallahu anha said, a Jewish woman was here, and when I gave her something in sadaqah, she said to me, "May Allah protect you from the punishment of the grave." So she said, "What is this punishment he's speaking about? We have heard of the punishment of the hereafter." Thereafter Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi came. And in the next few years he would explain so much of the grave happening. The ulama is written that after that, from every religion that ever came in the world, you must remember it was many. Nabi Musa came with the Torah. And after that, how many Anbiya came with the explanation of the Torah? But it says no religious group has worth them so much knowledge of the grave like the Muslims. And if we meet a non-Muslim and you ask him, "Do you know what happens when you die?" Suppose he will tell you Jannah and Jahannam, in paradise and hell. We will tell him that's far. We're talking about now, fresh. When the eye closes, the accident took place. The world that we see and the world that's happening. The world we see is the end at the accident scene. Then the boy is bleeding, the hand is broken, parts of his body are lying on this side and that side. Now the mother goes home, she's screaming and crying. And another person we found, he passed away normal. Nothing broke off the body, he just died in hospital. So he looked very good, that one looks terrible. Then there's the real world after. And what happens when we die? Where do we go? Rasulullah explained the open day world. He said the first thing to understand is that when man has to pass away from this world, his example is like the example of a child in the womb of the mother. Because that child becomes comfortable in the womb, for that 6 to 9 months, the child, he moves around, he kicks, he even fights with himself. I don't know if there's a twin in there, what will happen? Whether they fight each other or not. But that child, he really thinks this is warm, this is enjoyable, this is the only thing in the world. That child also gets food, he gets the blood of the mother, and it's taken through a tube, through his belly. And he's enjoying it. He's growing up. Now with the scan they will see him, he's kicking this way, he's kicking that way. That child will also become in charge, so there's nobody else. When the 9 months come to an end, and now it's the time for delivery, the mother is happy. The father is happy, everyone is happy. The only one who's not happy to come in the world is the child. There is why no child ever came in the world and smiling. Then I was waiting long to come out and what is it? Every child comes out screaming. Why? Because he doesn't want to come out. The reason is because after spending time there, he began feeling that there is nothing besides this. Rasulullah said exactly when the child comes out, and he gets one sip of the mother's milk, that one sip makes him forget the entire world of 6 months to 9 months. He forgets there was a womb. He forgets that was warm. He forgets the food that he enjoyed. One sip of milk and he says, what is this? Then he looks around and he sees a new world, which he never thought would ever exist. Allah's Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the same manner, when the time comes for a believer to leave this world, and he also thinks that this world is living. When he was small, he never knew how big the world was. As we began getting bigger and moving on our own legs, and now we're in charge of many things, and now money is coming to us, now he is the boss. Now if someone has to say die, even an old man doesn't want to die, look at a young person. You put an old man in the grave at the hospital, it's drugs all over his body, there is nothing left in him. Even that pretty nurse who comes to see him, he can't do anything with him. The most he look up with his eyes, he's finished. You walk in that hospital and you ask if you want to make a dua, may Allah make you die. He's saying yes, you want to make dua, I live. You wonder what you're going to live for, because you don't want to die. A couple of times when I met old uncles, I told them, I don't know what you've got to see in this world. It's our daily. Don't take the wish, but we wait to die. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went to the people of Uhud. They had died in the second day of Hijri. Now he goes to them just before his death in the 10th day of Hijri, 8 years later. Whenever you go to Medina Munawwara and you go to see the martyrs of Uhud, then think of them. They must the best 8 years of the life of the world. They would have enjoyed 8 years in the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They passed away in the battle of Uhud. They never saw the conquest of Makkah which will take place 6 years later. They never saw the final Hajj. They never saw the spreading of Islam. What and what they never saw. When he came to their grave, he said a unique thing. He said, oh my beloved brothers, how fortunate you were. When Almighty Allah took you away 8 years ago, He said, you'll never have to see the exams and trials that we have to see. When you read that day, you think about it. That in every day, in every bayan, we are speaking about a new trial which the old man never saw. In the past, if someone was to do haram, he has to make an effort. In today's time, to do haram, there is no effort. Now if you do halal, you tell that boy, don't press that button on the phone. But not to press it is very hard. Because that thing is only going beep, beep, beep. You can't leave it. Whatever. In the past, you never thought of that. There was times when they said, what are we going tonight? We're going somewhere. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spoke about a time. So when the evil of Dajjal will reach its height, the surge of Dajjal power, he said it will people have such an error that a father, when he will come home, he will have to lock up his wife and his daughter. I always wonder, how does a man lock up his wife? So in that era, the only way of locking up was a chain. Just the era came of the door. You lock your doors, you lock your gates, you lock everything, even put the alarm. And he says, because he knows as soon as he sleeps, his wife and his daughter is going to go out looking for Dajjal. And Dajjal is first and evil. Now I think about that narration, that okay, the daughter understood she's in another room. She'll wake up when the father's fast to sleep 12 o'clock, and we all know it's happening. Those parties that take place. And you see so many girls 12 o'clock at night moving in niqab and parda. That niqab is just to show that no one must see who I am. She's going. And then you got some boys, they go into the race, they also put the niqab on parda. But if security sees them and asks who you, everyone is going with parda. So I always knew that girl, she can go, but how can the wife go? How can a wife leave the bed of her husband. And she also goes out to the party. And then when we had the chance to meet certain friends and they spoke about what happens in the world, and they explained that there are such times that we are living in, where a wife got a desire that night to go out. So all she does is she puts that tablet in her husband's coffee. As he drinks, he's gone. He will only wake up tomorrow 8 o'clock. When he wakes up, he says, what a lovely sleep. There was no wife next to him. She's also gone. The day he starts understanding, now he's locking the doors. That ever the people of the past never dreamt it could happen. In today's time, everything happens. Your child goes to toilet. In the past, we thought his toilet is protected. In today's time, in the toilet also you can't. That phone leaves you nowhere. One of us spoke about the phone. We know the phone. In your salah, it doesn't leave you, but in the toilet. That man in the toilet will buzz. So in the toilet, he's looking. His wife never left him in the toilet. He said, honey, I'm thinking of you. Message. He said, if you're eating a piece of cake, then leave a slice for me. That's all is that. And if you're having a cup of juice, then keep one cup for me also. So he sends a message back to her. At the moment doing some very dirty work, please advise. Then what will I send for you? One picture of what's happening. But in that toilet, the man got no privacy. Even in that toilet, they won't leave you. That error was never thought of in the past. So Rasulullah also said, how fortunate you died. Allah saved you. And then he would make the dua. You say, وَإِذَا أَرَدْتَ بِقَوْمٍ فِتْنَةً. That Allah, when it's your intention to send a trial upon people which they were not married, then فَتَوَفَّنِي غَيْرَ مَفْتُونٍ. Then rather let me pass away and I don't see that trial. Every trial will be. So always have this hope I die. If death has to come, there was a plague in one area. When the plague would spread in the past, out of the house would pass away. One died in the house. So normally when the plague hits, people start leaving the village in the hope that I can run away from death. So a great man was sitting and he's looking at the side where everyone is packing up and the families and going. So he gave out a sigh and he said, oh death, singing to the angel of death. It's amazing, you chasing after those who don't want to die. They're running and you're going for them. Said, I'm sitting here for 20 years waiting to receive. You don't want to come to me. Said, I want to die. Then Allah make it every one of us. We love to die. That's why we have been created. But because we entered this world where we only saw the womb. So for us there is no enjoyment besides us. Our enjoyment is the phone, it's the car, it's the pretty face. When you see the old uncle in the hospital, you ask him what you got to live for. He got nothing. So then you explain to him that when you pass away, what will happen? He says, your example is like an example of the old uncle, Chacha. As you are on the bed now, and the doctor is telling the parent to go and take last salam. So he looks at his wife, her name was Rabia. So he says, Rabia, and he starts crying. Because he's thinking of 50, 60, 70 years or whatever, he's old. So Rabia starts crying, too many years of good times. Although they had lost bad times, but when a person, amazing it is when you will die, your wife will say, what a good man. While you are alive, then you never tell you good. When you will die, they always cry. So you need to take crocodiles here. They could have cried when you were alive, they could do something, but then they take coffee, that they never do. When you die, she cried, Rabia, how many good days we had, no problems, everything. So then he looked here, he looked at his daughter, he looked at his son. After again comes back to Rabia, I said, who's going to look after my Rabia? That's all. And he don't want to die. He's never been looking after anybody, he's so old. But now he said, who'll look after my Rabia? Now he looked at his son, he said, you're no, but don't tell me yet. Who's my Rabia? And he's telling him, Rabia. But Almighty Allah now has certain mercies for His servants. So the time came when Almighty Allah says, Chacha, your time is up now, come. The Chacha is glued to Rabia. So what will happen? Almighty Allah says to one core of Jannah, one pretty girl, now Rabia is old, 75. Suddenly he sees in front and curtain opens. This is barzakh, the world of the hereafter. That happens when you enter in the grave. Ulama has mentioned the mirror of Jannah starts when your eyes close. I always think when I go in the grave now to wait in the day of Qiyamah, thousands of years, what do I do there? The mirror of Jannah starts in the grave. The food of Jannah starts coming to you now. Taste this is coming in Jannah. Taste this is coming in Jannah. In every session of Jannah, of the grave, the angels will continue providing to that person something he will experience in Jannah. And as they give it to him and he says, wow, what is this? Then the angel will tell him, my friend, to the value of over 100 plus you will get it. And then he says, when is Jannah coming? He says, relax, relax, sleep again. And then he wakes up again and provide something else. He takes it and say, wow, what is this? They say, it's coming in Jannah. They will open up windows, he will look at Jannah. They will take him in the birds of Jannah. As he flies around the gardens of Jannah, they will show him, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you. What a world it will be when man dies. You will be able to meet his family. They will talk. Different people will ask different things, whatever interests you. Amazing, one person will ask, who won the cricket match? Whatever. Yeah, it's Jannah. The world of the grave. The Nabi Sallallahu spoke about one person. When I read that hadith, I said, this is definitely a Gujarati. So he did ask that question. And as one person dies, then all the people, the inmates of Jannah, they come around to Jesus like on a chair. Because he's like the newest of the lot. So they will all come and ask him like, what's happening in the world? Tell us the latest news. Because there's no Google and internet. They need it from here. So whoever dies now, they come and ask him, what happened with that uncle? What happened with that teacher? What happened there with that shop? So as he's talking, he tells this person, when I left, your son is doing this business, your son was doing this, your daughter was married, this happened. And they're all getting happy. Then the Nabi Sallallahu says, and one person, most likely a woman, she will ask me, did my husband get married after I died? And the Gujarati is the first. Oh, why is it? That auntie was a speaker. They're sitting on a Dastar. The amazing thing that we show about marriage, you never understand how women are so possessive of their husbands. Aisha radiallahu anha, she came to Rasulullah before he passed away. But during those last few days, she could see that he was in a state of difficulty. Because of that, whenever he walked past her house, as though he ignored her. Because of the great pain she was going through. So Aisha radiallahu anha, what she did, she told a slave girl that put on my head something very tight, like a bandage. And I will sit by the door, and when Allah's Nabi comes, I will make, So immediately he has to look in. He said like, so he asked, what's wrong? He said, you don't know how my head is paining. And immediately he entered. So when he entered, he smiled, because he knew it was a trick just to get. So then he laughed. And he said that maybe your head is paining, which is a made-up story. He said, only if you knew how my head is paining. So thereafter he said, oh my beloved wife, then what worry you got? Because even if your head is paining and you pass away, he said, I will make your janazah. And I will make dua of your brain. I will ask Almighty Allah to do everything for you. He said, but what will happen to you if I have to pass? How will you live your life without your husband? The Nabi of Allah every day came to your house. And now you will live alone. Now there will be no son entering your house. Aisha radiallahu anha would read poems. She would say the world was his own son, and I got my son. Meaning Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said when the sun of the world sets, meaning Maghrib time, that's when my son is to be rising. So he comes home at night. If that son of yours will be gone, your life will be in darkness, how will you ever manage? So rather you pass away first. It will be easy instead of me passing away. So amazing, Aisha radiallahu anha, she spoke for the women of the world and how they hold on to their husbands. She said, I am sure if I pass away, And within a few days you get married to another woman and bring her in my house. She said, I will never allow that. You rather pass away before me. Who would ever say that? But she said it. Spoke to the world. So the one auntie, she asked the husband, you love me? He asked her, you love me? She said, obviously, why you ask her? Super question. So then the whole story carries on. When you marry after, and amazing, every woman, if you ask her, will you marry after me? Her answer is no. But when they truthful after that, you all with a big lie. They never get married. So she said, never. So then he asked her, so what will you do if I die? So she said, I will stay with my sister. All right. They kept quiet. Now she asked me, you love me? So I'm going to say. She said, obviously. So she said, when you get married, if I die, every man also says no, but the wife will say, you lie. So she asked, I don't understand. So they all asked. So she asked him, when you get married? So he said, no. So then she said, so what will you do if I die? You're not going to get married. He had no answer. He said, I will stay with your sister. That Chacha was going to pass away now. And then Rabia is right there. And now Almighty Allah is to say to Chacha, it's time to go. But Chacha don't want to go. Because Chacha thinks that after the womb there is nothing else. He cried when he came out of the womb because he thought there's no world. Now when he's in the world he thinks there's nothing better on the other side. Rasulullah said this world is like the wing of a mosquito. Almighty Allah has no regard for this world. The mara of Jannah starts as soon as the eye closes. That's the mara. And then is Jannah. We lust for that. Why are we in this world just pushing ourselves? Every day got its own difficulty, got its own sickness, got its own worry, got its own fear. But that man who starts loving this world, he gets so trapped and caught up as though this is everything. Fariduddin Attar was a man who saw Peter Attar. Almighty Allah wanted him to change. So he used to tell Peter, we will have very expensive. Peter is not like a 3x20 etc. In countries they trade that a small amount will be dinars and dinars, gold coins will buy this, will buy that. So his heart is in every bottle of his liquor. So Almighty Allah said to him, a man to ask him that, oh Farid, that I see you enjoying your shop here. But are you preparing to leave this world? Save your father. He was told, are you ready? When a man is in business, he doesn't even listen. If a Tabligh Jamaat comes to someone who's busy, then he tells him, my friend, I'll meet you in the program after Maghrib, don't trouble me now. So Farid became upset with the man. He said, you can see how busy I am. If you want to buy something, buy, otherwise just get lost. So the man said to him, I only came to ask you one thing. And he said, you know, your soul is not in the body. He said, your soul has entered into every bottle of yourself. There's some of your soul in that bottle, that bottle, that bottle. He said, so when the angel of death comes for you, he won't be pulling out your soul from your body. He'll be pulling it out from bottle after bottle after bottle. Rasulullah described when a disbeliever has to pass away, that the soul clings to every part of the body. As the Shaykh Zakaria, he explains the happenings of the soul. He said, sometimes you see when you get cut, why do you feel pain? He said, you feel pain because you have a soul here, ruh. And the soul has become so used to the part of the body. Now when you cut it, it has to move slightly. On that slight movement of separation, the body says, I don't like to separate. But when the time of death comes, it will not only be one piece of soul moving, but from the feet, wherever that soul has now gone, it will have to move. So as the soul moves a little bit from that last soul, the body will have to say, But while that's moving, the soul that's slightly above it is also moving. Rasulullah described that a dead believer is going to pass away. So there are angels who start hitting in here with hammers. As they hit it, that soul goes up. Then they hit again, that soul comes. They need to pull the soul out from the nose. So the Ali radiallahu anhu most likely explained that you see that soul as it's moving, he said if you want to know the pain of death, then understand that man who at the same moment is getting cut with thousands of swords. As every sword hits that soul, he thinks, ah! So I have explained that the only reason that man who is dying doesn't scream in pain is because the body is in so much of pain that there is no amount of voice left. The body hasn't got it, so it just Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam before passing away, he's putting water on his forehead and he said, Wallah, the final moments of death is something unique. That sakaratul maut, the pain, Almighty Allah for the believers to calm that pain, Almighty Allah opens up. So Fariduddin Attar told, your soul is in every bottle of sin. Now when that angel has to pull you out, you will be pulling you from where? Are you ready? So Fariduddin said to that man, if you worry of your own life, then leave me. He said, you worry how you going to die, don't worry of me. So the man said, I'll die very easy. Because my soul is in my body, it's not everywhere. And after saying that, he lied down in his shop. Fariduddin went behind around the counter to tell him, get out of my shop, like sleeping here. Then he's moving that person, the man is not moving, he passed away. He lied down, he just covered his head, there and there he passed away. When Fariduddin saw that day, his whole life changed. There are some people in the world who can leave the world like that. And there are some people who are corrupt. That Sita was corrupt for Rabia. You don't want to leave. Almighty Allah opened that curtain. Now that Sita is saying, who will look after her? Then suddenly it's already something happening there in front. The door opened. And further is really you see wind blowing. And now you see a pretty girl coming. And as the wind is blowing, our dress must be going. Now, Rabia is calling a princess. Come fast, come fast. But it's not that he died. The moment he's in a different world. So the Ra ended there on Ra. He forgot Dia. Now he's looking, his eyes get bigger. The first person you see his eyes get bigger. When he's looking at somebody else, as he's looking, now he's wondering, what is this? This is Almighty Allah to say that, you know what, after the moon there is something else. So the final moment will come when that pretty whore will look at old Sita like this and she'll say that. And if she has to make that kiss, oh, Sita, you will pass away. At that moment, Sita will say, when you are asking who is looking after Rabia, so at that moment you tell the angel of death, Allah will look after Rabia. Instead of Rabia one side, who will worry about Rabia? Our death must be the most enjoyable time of our life. Rasulullah said to his Sahabi, if you remember what I taught you, he said the greatest gift that you will wait for is the gift of death. You will wait for delight. And it is those people, whoever who stood up for Islam, it was the first lesson that they had. I have not been created to love. I have been created to die. When that settled in their mind, it became different from everyone else. In Surah Kahf, Allah described that group of youth. There's a unique description because it explains society at large. That in every era there will be that group who moves in one direction. But you will find in school, we call it peer pressure. Whatever they wear, you must wear. If they wear socks, you will wear socks. Even if it's boiling hot. When you were small, if one day we never had socks, we were shy. That people will look at my feet. So even if it was hot, we wore socks. It never went through our mind that it's not the time to wear socks. And then a time came when the socks went half, so everyone wore half socks. A time will come when the stock will get a hold, everyone will get a hold. Amazing word that as they move, like how that one sheep moves and all the other sheep move. You ask the person why, he also doesn't know. You tell the person, I see you wearing sunglasses, but it's nice. So he also thinks for a while, I wonder why, but he won't take it out. Just because everybody else is wearing it. If that cap has to be upside down, it's called a sun cap. It's supposed to protect the front of the head from the sun. But he turns it that way. Why? Because there's something wrong in his head. What was it? That he started following. Blind following. But that man who got death in front, suddenly he starts walking the other way. At the end of that surah, Almighty Allah explains that you want to be unique in your Allah. Almighty Allah said the first thing is وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. He explained an error which you will enter after describing the people of the Kahf. Kahf means the cave. Those boys in that era, they lived at a time when magic and technology reached its height. Entertainment of their area was like the circus land. They had the big empire, what you call soccer city, the stadium. So in the Roman Empire, it was from that era. Today they are just reliving it. And it had all its steps coming down, and it centers on the center stage. Today at that time they were not playing soccer. At that time they were much more barbaric, so they used to have what is called the Roman fight. So they used to bring gladiators inside, and thousands of people would come from far areas to watch one gladiator killing another. Now imagine a mother, father and child are looking, and you see someone slaughtering somebody else's cow. And in today's time you would think, oh, so at that time they were clapping. Today when we see it on TV we also clap. At that time they were seeing it. And then you would see sometimes wild animals coming in. And you had a man of being religious. The Romans had caught him because he was practicing on a religion of a previous belief. They would never accept it. So they would throw him in the arena. They would give him a spear. And they would tell him, look after yourself now. One Nabi of Allah was thrown in an arena like that. Many were thrown and the lions would not be fed for 1 week. And then they let out. Daniel alayhi salam was thrown in an arena like that. Almighty Allah then told Daniel alayhi salam, you will enjoy the next 2 hours. So as the lions came in, instead of biting, the lions came and sat down around him like murid, like students. And the lions started licking him. In today's time, remember the scripture, if a lion licks you, you are napa. The lion's saliva is same like a dog's saliva. I would never have thought ever there was a need to mention the masala, because where whenever a lion licks someone. But nowadays we are having it. We went to visit one friend's park. And there that one girl is playing with a lion like a cat. And the lion is enjoying, he's licking a whole burqa. So I told the father that I can see your daughter likes cubs, but must tell her she can't eat salad. So the girl was shocked. He said, this is a cat, not a dog. So in school even you learn the lion is a cat. Remember the masala of the saliva of a lion is the masala of the dog and tigers and leopard, whatever it is. But that lion licked Daniel alayhi salam and the whole crowd was shocked. Thereafter they freed him. But in those arenas they would see predators tearing people into pieces and they would clap. At that area, these boys, they knew the entertainment of the time. They used to see people coming from far. Their town was what we call America of today, where a person from far would come to their town and buy a small statue. Just so that when he goes home, he tell the people, I visited the town. These boys, and amazing, the surah was for the rich. Because nowadays we found, people would always say a person who comes from a poor environment, life is very difficult for him. But wallah, we found those that come from poor environments, they are much more protected than the ones who are coming from the rich environment. Rasulullah, when he saw the poverty of his Sahaba, and they were waiting for money to come. So he said, wallah, it is not poverty I am scared about. He said, I fear from the ummah the day wealth starts coming. At that time, he said it will destroy you like it destroyed the people of the past. And today when we are having this program, and we're speaking about the 10,000, 15,000 and phone, it's not that poor boy who's getting them. It's that boy who got everything already. He doesn't need to worry of anything. When we are seeing families breaking apart because the wife is involved with someone, the husband is involved with someone, it is not that poor family who are living on dal and roti. They are living very happy. It's that rich man who got so much wealth coming, that instead of now saying, oh Allah, you have made my life so easy, I'll give my life for Deen, that wealth is taking into Jannah. Those boys were all from wealthy families. The boys of the Sahaba. Each one of them, their father was a selected minister of the king. So they grew up in affluence. Whatever they wanted, they could get. Like how me and you want a phone, he says, Daddy, I want a phone. In today's time, even that boy who says, I'm from a poor family, that poor doesn't exist anymore. Today, anyone what he wants, somehow or the other will come to him. The father will get it. Anyone. So those boys in that environment, Almighty Allah put something in their heart, and may Almighty Allah put it in mine and your heart. When I see a youngster sitting for a program, I say amazing it is the magnet of Almighty Allah. So who would have ever thought a youngster himself will come to the masjid? What brings him to the masjid? He said, oh Allah, that magnet which pulled those boys away, and it made them famous till the day of Qiyamah. They stood up against the environment of the time. You are focusing that magnet on that boy and that boy. We know in our madrasa we try and wake up a big person for Fajr Salah. We can't get him up. But that young boy doing him 4 o'clock in the morning is reading his Quran. Who's waking him up? Shaitan would have said, I gave him whatever he could desire. I put corn on his phone. I put filth and dirt under his pillow. The television is there, the internet is there, everything is there. His father will give him whatever he wants. Suddenly that boy you see, his daddy wants to become Hafiz of Quran. And the mother wonders, what are you going to get out of it? He just wants to become. Now he can become a doctor, a lawyer. He just wants to become an artist. The mother says, are you right in your head? That boy wants to become. And another boy in the madrasa, his father brings him. And his father says, no matter what, don't send him home, I don't want him. He don't understand. And then I say, oh Allah, your magnet is a unique magnet. That one person, his mother and father both want him out of the madrasa. But that boy says, I'm not leaving. So one magnet is. Those boys were from unique families, they stood up against the time. If death becomes our gift, then with a unique level you will stand up against the time. The first way to stand up, Almighty Allah says that every word on your tongue be inshallah. وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. Almighty Allah says you will see a time where the whole world will say, I do. It does. That does. Meaning a time of technology. In the past, if you needed your garage to open, you tell your son, go open the garage. In today's time, you press the button. The garage will open. The garage will close. On your voice, this will happen, that will happen. Today's time, everything is ready. There is no need to say, if Allah will. So the man says to his son, I'll pick you up from school. The son says to his friend, the boy says to his friend, I'll meet you at the park. We'll go out here, we'll enjoy there, we'll do this. The word Allah will never be on the tongue. Why? Because the car is ready. Mommy knows how to drive. She'll take me. There's petrol in the car. The tire for air. Everything is ready. What will stop me reaching the park? But that one boy who got this, although he's going to the same park, he will also tell his friend, I'll meet you in the park, inshallah. And the other one will say, I'll meet you in the park, and he never said inshallah. What a small word it was. But Almighty Allah is saying, you will be from the people of the cave. That you will be unique in the environment you live. Why on one, inshallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you see a brand new thing coming. A new phone your father gave you. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, that person who will read MashaAllah. MashaAllah means this is what my Allah allows. From my side, no power. He says, in that phone you will inshallah never see something that will break you. Because a lot of times a lovely phone comes, you give it to your son. That phone either breaks the son, that his ustad takes the phone away from him. We saw it in madrasa, you take your phone away from one boy, he cried more than I think he would have cried with his mother passed. We made a law in the madrasa, if we take your phone away, we'll sell it. So we took that phone away, that boy said, Maulana, I'll buy my phone back. He's like, so I said, what a boy. So he said, I'll do this, I'll do that. He said, okay, we'll expel you. He said, doesn't matter, expel me. So I want my phone. So there's one boy, with that phone, he was so connected to one girl. So we just discussing today, finally that girl's mother was told, the only way to save your daughter now is to take away her phone. So the mother took away the phone. So this boy bought one brand new phone, he collared it. He said, my only connection with you is the phone, now I got a phone again. So now the mother, she doesn't know what to do, so she got her daughter married. So today I met that boy and I told him, how's life? He said, Mama, I'm dead. I said, she married. I said, how could she marry? She would always tell me she will never do that. He said, the mother forced her. I said, but the girl had to say yes to that. That boy was so sad when I looked at him. It's really like I got this person's father passed away, he looked the same like him. Normally you go, you give target. You give target with your phone with your wife. It's fine. One is that boy's heart breaks when he starts with you. One is that phone breaks the boy. But with that very phone, he gets hooked onto such a channel that he takes him to Jannah. That is also said, see, MashaAllah, when you get something. And inshallah, you will not see in the day that it will break you. So the first lesson will be of the day, inshallah, MashaAllah. Let's bring it on our tongue. Quran says the second lesson is hold on to Quran. وَاتْلُ مَا أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْهُ. Whatever has come to you from your Allah, meaning Quran, read it. And that's what we see today. Many a time I explain to people, you see this maktab. We always send our child to the maktab to a certain age. During that time, because in that maktab the ustad makes him read Quran. Quran is like what you call an eraser. Whatever pulse shaitan puts in the mind and in the heart and it moves in the body, when Quran is read, it wipes it out. So shaitan was hoping that in this era, after 10 years of porn and filth and dirt and Hollywood and Bollywood and Disneyland, after 10 years, every one of us supposed to be atheist. There was not supposed to be one person taking the name of Allah. It was brought to school. In the schools it's only taught secular, meaning nature, that Mother Nature. And then it thought you were born from monkeys. And then it thought it just happened like that. And then it was thought there was a bank. And then you were taught Napoleon, and then you were taught Shakespeare. And these were all shaitani elements. The masters and the murids of Dajjal and Shaitan. Shakespeare was of the highest level of the Satanists. He wrote satanic poison. So he was pushed in the school. Just so that as we pump it in the next era there will not be one Muslim in the world. Because school and television and movies and phones and newspapers, where will Allah ever come? But they forgot that there was one thing left in this world which was called Quran. As that boy when he was young going to Quran, the Ustad was telling him, read. In that maktab, he never knew why he was reading. But every verse that he read, it would wipe off. It would wipe out the mind of dirt, it would wipe out the heart of dirt. That's why it's surviving. And that is why it's so important that when your child reaches that age where now you say school work is too much, let's take him out of the maktab. He already knows his masail, no problem, he knows his masail. But don't stop him from Quran. Even if you have to tell Maulana, my child now has learned enough masail, but every day he must come to you to read one page of Quran. Just so that he carries on his Quran. That is where Shaitan grabbed many people. The Quran was left. As soon as the Quran was left, when Shaitan starts pulling, When you find a person in university, he comes to you and he says, I doubt the existence of Allah. And our own friends, meaning of good families come. Asked him when it happened, he said, as soon as I entered university in the first 6 months, the teacher put it to me in such a manner, how the world is formed. He said, I know it's wrong, but my mind is not accepting Allah. So I was telling him, because you stopped reading Quran. So the second one was inshallah, mashallah, which is not hard at all. The second is Quran, no matter what your age is, make sure you read even half a page of Quran, it will wipe out whatever for days. Third, Allah says, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ. But I want you to hold yourself in good company. Find company. Every person gets attracted to a person who he likes. Rasulullah said, there are certain people who your heart will tell him the stand is connected with Allah. That when you hear him, you think of Allah. Your desire of the hereafter increases. Your desire of this world decreases. When you see him, when you hear him, you start thinking of the hereafter. If you find such people, and your heart gets attracted, the Quran says, now hold yourself in the company. What's there? Sabr means that sometimes Shaitan tells you leave it. You say, as you sit in that company, a unique environment will spread over you. Rasulullah said, your example will be the example of a man who went to the land and he said, when you are buying, one of three things will happen. One is you will also want to buy the itself. Because as you see everyone else buying it, you get a denier. So as you see everyone doing good, you also want to do good. If you want the horse to run fast, you don't hit the horse, you just make it run with other fast horses. We need to find an environment that I sit with a person and I enjoy his company. Maniyah Rahimullah made the work of Tabligh for them. They come out in Zaman. It's fun. When you come out, everyone is doing good, you also do good. Find some happen. Either you buy the eater, meaning you will make the effort. Then the Nabi also said, even if you don't buy the eater, at least the demand of the eater will catch you. So there was some good in you. When you're doing evil, you always think, am I right, am I wrong, am I right, am I wrong? Just that am I right, am I wrong will do lots for you. You want to press that button. But because you were in some company, now suddenly you say, must I press it, mustn't I, mustn't I? And just that mustn't I can change your future. In the time of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi rahimullah, there was a man who used to sell his fabric. So he had his own bundle and he brought it to what was like Damascus. That time it was the time of the crusade. They had taken over this part. Salahuddin was attacking from that side. But there was a slight truce that was made. During the era of the truce, he landed in that area now. He said, since there is a truce now, I don't have to sell my things to one person. I'd rather open up a shop and start selling my whole what I needed to sell, get my profits and go back. So he needed a certain amount of money, about 500 dirhams. That was what he was going to get from all his goods. And then he would return. First few days he started selling to one girl, one Christian girl. She came with her mother and he started buying. Different people, but his eyes fell on this girl. And because of the beauty and his place in the mind, so after a while he forgot his family, he forgot everything at home, he spoke to the mother. There was a Christian woman in the ending, but Christians hated Muslims, although they were truth. So he said to the mother that I want to spend some time with your daughter. So the woman said, my daughter will never meet with you people. So he said, but ask her. So after a while he came back, he said, my daughter will give you one night. On condition that you give us, I think it was of 50 dirhams. So 50 dirhams for him was a lot because that's what he's selling. So he thought about it, but shahwa, desire. So finally he agreed and they met. He took a place at the beach. And then they met at night, they ate, and at night now everything was free. And now he lies down with her on the bed. At that moment the thing came, must I, mustn't I, must I, mustn't I. And perhaps he would never have thought, maybe once in his life to step in the company of someone like. Something was troubling him. What a condition he is. He brought her right onto the bed. And he looked at the moon. And then he said, what a beautiful moon. And then he says, my Allah who made that moon, how can I disobey Allah? What a time to say it, amen. So he turned he takes the other side and he slept away. That woman must have ran like a husband. It's like here, he's sleeping. So in the morning she woke up, so was upset, she went. So he went away. When he woke up now, he's also thinking, what did I do? Because I gave buying also for it. So when he goes home, his incident is writing that that day when he's in the shop, he himself is telling himself, what an idiot you are. He said, why do you think you must be Junaid Baghdadi and Shibli and those people? You are normal men. Junaid Baghdadi is someone very pious. He said, you're not pious, you. He said, how did you let the chance go? All day he's telling himself. So it just happened that old auntie, she came, the mother, and he told her, that, you know, can I speak to your daughter? And I said, oh, listen, I would, daughter, no one will see your face. Upset. So in the ending, he agreed. They made a second, I think, for 100 dirhams. Please, and it was a lot of money, and he gave that also. And on the second meeting, again, same thing happened. What a time, what a place, and then he looked that way and he slept away. But imagine just that, must I. And a time came again when he couldn't manage, so he told the mother 500 dirhams that day. 500 dirhams was whatever he was going to get on that journey. Everything. But just before he gave the money, the announcement came that the truth has broken. And Salahuddin is attacking. So if there are any Muslims there, they are not protected anymore, they better get out. Because now war is going to start. So quickly he started selling whatever he could sell and he's gone. When he reaches back in his area now, he's always thinking of that girl. And the war took place and the Muslims conquered after that, the battle of Haskin took place. It was a major victory for the Muslims that so many slave girls were brought in. He went back to his homeland, and in their homeland he started the trade of slavery. Many slaves, because a lot of slaves were coming in. So he opened up a slave market and he would sell slaves, buy slaves, and he became famous in his area. So a time came that Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, the conqueror himself, because the man was known as a man who got top slaves of different things. So he sent someone to him to purchase a slave, because like how you have a car, and you know that person he got on the top grade. This person was known, he got top slaves. So they had a certain slave which was being sold for about 90 to 100 dirhams. And it appealed to Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, I lost that slave. So he asked the man, at that time the treasury of the Muslims of cash was very little, because there was so much of war, everything was used. So he asked the treasurer what we got. So he said, we got about 90 dirhams. So he said, okay, bring the 90 dirhams and ask the man to give us his slave. We need the slave. And that slave was about 100. So he said to him, and for the remaining 10 dirhams, that is that a lot of slaves are coming in today because there was a conquest. So from those slaves, for 10 dirhams, he can take one slave. And he lands up there and he sees that girl. She was brought in. And he can choose. So he selects her. If the 10 dirhams, he says, what I was saying for one night? I got for one 10 dirhams. So he pulls her. And now he asks her, do you know me? So she doesn't know him. So he starts explaining to her, you remember when you were there, it was so long ago, and she was a shock. And he says, amazing, he says to her, my Allah is so amazing, that when I had you for 50 dirhams, he never allowed me. And when I had you for 100 dirhams, he never allowed. And because of that mujahada I made, he brought you to me. And only for 10 dirhams. He was so thrilled. But then he says to this girl, that if you accept Islam, I'll set you free. And I'll marry you. Because I want to keep you as a slave. So she said, I'll be ready. She accepts Islam. He marries her. And she falls pregnant. While she is pregnant, the announcement comes that people are sent around in the different villages. So they come to him also. They say, Sultan Salahuddin al-Ayyubi has sent us. Our job is to go village to village and find those slaves, Christian slaves. Because the delegations have come from the Christian world and now they will make swap. Muslim prisoners will be swapped, but you must hand over our prisoners. So the Sultan is saying that what you also got, they will pay you back the money, but you must return. So the truth has been made again. So he looks now, he doesn't want to carry his wife now. So she noticed on his face that he's going to lose her again. And now this is his wife, how he is. So he says the announcement has come from there. So she says, but so what? I'm married to you. So he looked at her and says, when you won't go, so what must I go for? She says, but your mother, your family, your entire life is there. So He said, I'm married to you. So she comes to the Sultan and the Christian delegation is there. And she says to them that, what must I go home for? I've got a child in my womb. I'm married to this man. I accepted Islam. What am I going to do in your land? So the people who had said they were hard in the beginning, then they gave up. As they gave up and she's going with the husband, so this man comes, one of the delegation people, and he gives her a box. And he says, your mother, she told me that I will find you also here, and I will bring you home. He said, but if something happens and my daughter refuses to come home, then give her this box and say, like, now it's finished. So when she opened the box, whatever the man had spent for the girl, he says, in that box was that 40 dirhams. That one that he had given her for the first night was in the box. And then 100 dirhams was in the box. And he says, whatever material she had bought also, in that era when he met her, her mother had made clothing for her, that was also in the box. So he looked at her and he said, what an Allah! That he gave you also, and he even gave the 10 dirhams, the 50 dirhams, the 100 dirhams, even the clothing. He gave everything back. But what on what? Just because he wants, must I do it, must I do it? Must I do it, must I do it? Just that. If you're sitting on that phone tonight, and you remember Ridhwan's bayan about the phone, and you want to look, and your nurse tells you that since when you became the Imam of the Haram, you look. No one will ask you for dua. That moment saying, must I, mustn't I, must I, mustn't I. And wallah, if you don't do this must and mustn't, that one move of yours can make you in the next era the worry of the time. Because Almighty Allah knows what difficult is. You will have to see, just think, ask. The Nabi Sallallahu said, in the company of the pious, if you don't buy the eater, at least the smell of the eater will hit you. You start questioning, must I do it? Who does that come from? Who does that? And then he said, and the third man who sits is the person of Itar. He says, sometimes when you're sitting with a man who got Itar, and he looks at you and he says, you got no money to buy Itar. But because you're his friend, sometimes very expensive Itar comes, and he takes that Itar and he gives it to you as a gift. And he says, for free I give you this, don't pay for it. He says, similarly that man who sits in the company of the pious, no matter how weak he might be, but Almighty Allah sometimes becomes so happy with him that he says, I know you are the weakest of the weak, and you're not going to buy it, meaning you're not going to make any amal. But like how that man for free gives his friend the best of the eater, Almighty Allah says, for free I will make you my wali also. I was just selection. If you get divinely selected, suddenly you will find your desired state. What used to interest you in the past doesn't interest you in. Now you're working on a different level. So find the company of the pious and you will see things will start happening in your life. And finally, the last example that Quran gives is Almighty Allah then says, وَقُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ. Now you must become so strong. You started with inshaAllah, mashaAllah. You just learn from your friends. When that boy's tongue is a straining word, your tongue is a pure word. When that word that he knows is a alphabet which is dirty and filthy, yours is a beautiful word, Allah. Whatever he says when he gets angry, you don't ever say those words. You got Allah. What a tongue you got. Your inshallah and mashallah is part of your vocabulary. You started with that. When you're reading Quran, so you're really rising. Your entire body is being washed of filth and dirt. Then you found the company of the pious. In the company, either if you go to them and sit in the company, or nowadays with WhatsApp and with the phone, you find a certain argument, you listen to his lectures, you say what is his price, and his program is taking place, just download it, and now you're listening to it. It's playing in your mind that is also the company. And your entire understanding of the world changes. Now you come on level 4 now. وَقُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ. Now Allah says, I want you to become brave now. And now to defy the whole world. As the blades are moving that way, you swimming this way. The wind is going in one direction, you go in the other direction. The whole world is going to one path, you going to the masjid. Everyone is telling you, we like this, you think I'm like this. You are just a man. وَقُلِ الْحَقِّ. Now you must be so brave that you must say the truth has come from Allah. I am different now. There is no peer pressure. I put pressure on other people. That person who got night and his skipper. So I asked him that what will night do for you? Then I also bought a skipper, it cost me 20 and you bought a skipper, it cost me 200. What's the difference? Yours got night. If man lives in the world of fashion, we were introduced to something called a catwalk. Catwalk in someone in America walks like a cat there because I don't know why he called it catwalk. But as he walks, they'll show his shoe. So the whole world will see him and buy that shoe. Then they'll show his sock. Whatever they've shown how it comes in the man's mind that if I wear what he got, I'm unique. And if I got the phone he got, I'm unique. I got the car he got, that's why you see a young boy, he can't even drive. But if he stepped in a Ferrari, he immediately said that. I became big. A time will come in life when you will drive the Lord Ferrari. But you will understand the Ferrari never makes me big. I am big because I got Iman. Whether I got a Ferrari or not, Rasulullah entered Makkah Mukarramah as a conqueror, he entered on a donkey. Because the donkey will not make the Nabi of Allah low also and the camel will make him high also. He wants to teach me and you. You must be so unique that if you have to wear a tall kurta to school and everyone laughs at you, it doesn't affect you one bit. And if a brand new cloth comes to you and you wear it, you only thank Allah, but it doesn't change you. If you have to get a simple phone or no phone, it's still the same. You are you because you are you, not because of what's around you. But we enter in a world, and I'll end up with an example. Muhammad Principle always says that one man went hunting and he shot a lion. So after going to the lion to make his trophy, his prize, he found the cub of the lion. Maybe one or two, how many cubs? So he must have taken one, he gave his friend couple and they went. So one farmer got a cub. So what to do with the cub? He said the best for the cub now is to put it with the sheep, goats. So he had his whole herd of goats there and now the small baby cub is going to play with the goats. So a couple of things will happen to that cub now as he grows up. Because he grew up out of his environment and that's what happened to me and you. I grew up in front of a television and you also grew up in front of television. We grew up thinking Superman is really super. But in our mind, when my father bought me pajamas of Superman and Spider-Man, I was thrilled. So when I put it on, I actually tried to climb, I could have broken my leg. So I thought the clothing will make me great. That's why you see a young boy with a gun, and poof, poof, starts shooting. But no, the gun got no bullet. It's in the mind. Someone asks you, who's your hero? The only reason you will say a soccer player is because it's in your mind he plays good soccer. Is he really good? If you ask yourself, you say, there's nothing grand about him at all. But it's in my mind. So because his number might be number 2 or number 3 or number 7, so when I play soccer, I have to have number 7. I met one friend in England ask me, why do you wear this skipper? He said, when I wear this skipper, I score goals. What a thing! That's what you score goals. This is in the mind. So that cub now grew up with the book. So a couple of things happened to him, it happened to me and you. The first thing is the cub forgot that he got his own talk. So he started learning the talk of the goat. So the goat went deep, whatever, deep, here, deep. We grew up with our friends whose every word was swear. So we also thought that's how you talk, swear. We never heard inshallah, mashallah, Allah. So we never had that jamaat. When anything happens, Allahu Akbar and the whole building gets fire. We never learned it. So we bleated like a goat. He also bleated. But the difference between a goat and a lion is a goat will be a goat till he dies. But a lion, if he tries to become a goat, even if he tries with all his might, the goat will laugh at him. That's what happened with me and you. When we were in an environment of non-Islam, we also tried to be like a non-Muslim. But I couldn't do everything. So I told my one friend he's drinking beer. But I like drink beer, so I took Coke. And I drank that. Just because I can at least do something like him. I saw him doing one haram, I couldn't do it, but something like it. I saw the clothes he was wearing, so I said, I also want to wear same clothes. But whatever I did, he still laughed. We all had non-Muslim friends in school. We always had limits. We couldn't go past the limits. And whenever we couldn't jump that limit, they would laugh at us. They had cigarettes, you want to smoke. So I said, no, they say you're a sissy. I said, no, we don't smoke at home. We've got nothing to do, you're a sissy. A drug came out, you don't want to take the drug, no, you're a sissy. What's stopping me? I know it's haram, I learned in madrasa, but you're a sissy. No matter what the lion tries to do, the boat always laughs. The lion will change his clothing also. Every day the lion is curving, because the lion is brown. But the lion wants to be white. We also grow up, we thought the white man is the important man. So you see, no matter what the color of a person is, he's always putting on whitening cream. I want to become white. I want to talk white. I want to look white. Why? In his mind is, if you're white, you mean different. And if you're not white, you're not. So the lion used to scrub. The lion used to bleed. The lion used to do what the goat would do. So the goat would jump. So the lion, poor lion, he got his own unique jump that he tried to hop. So every time he hopped, he fell on his head. And they always laughed. We had our own sport. That boy was in Delhi, I want to learn arrows, bow and arrow, I want to learn horse riding. I want to learn things that will make me a master in the world. I want to swim, I want to mountain climb. I want to learn how to parachute. These are things that will one day make me someone. But because we only had the life, the goat, so our only exercise was that I'll play soccer. I jumped. And in that soccer I broke my leg, I broke my arm, I broke my whole body. But all I could do, the most the guy did was he left Subhanallah and kicked the ball. But besides that, he couldn't do anything. He could only play cricket. But more than that, because he never saw it. Now he wants you to become unique. Then I'll be different. I will shoot that arrow and hit the target. I will learn how to shoot a gun on the dot. Don't be a toy gun anymore. Don't be there. I got a life to learn. From a young age, I must learn how to shoot. And my aim must become so great. We went to one island. Said, with my right hand, how I can shoot with my left hand exactly. Then he asked, you have to grow up with it. So I can get on a horse with a gun on my back. To jump on a horse is no easy thing, but he had a life to live. To live in this game. To become that lion again. But as long as he stays with the poor sheep and goats, they always laugh at him. So as the lion grew bigger, he always felt, me, I'm hopeless. And me and you do the same. We have understood our life is the phone, it's the car, it's the sport. You got no life. Until one day the poor lioness is walking in the jungle, he meets lioness. When lioness comes in front and the eyes meet, first time in his life he says, "It's where you came from, handsome." He never heard you were handsome before. Because me and you also, whoever went to school, asked them, is the beard smart or not? And that boy will say, not so smart. Why? Because he always loves what the animals who don't have beards. So he began thinking that if I shave my beard, I'm handsome. And if I grow a beard, no girl will marry me. But what a unique life that is. Because we find in the Muslim world, those people who got big beards, they got poor wives. And the people who got no beard are looking for wives. How that man got poor wives? But she was living with the wrong group. Wrong group. So she said, handsome, you got a shock of his life. He said, me handsome? You handsome, but always he looked at the wrong people. Allah Ta'ala said, they will never become happy with you until you lose your iman. They will never become happy. The lioness said, wow, you are thrilled. So to thank her, to say, handsome, how are you handsome? Yeah, whatever. She said, yeah, what's this yeah? That's how he learned to talk. So he said, you're raw. You are lying. He said, I don't know how to raw, but you are inside, like how we all got Allah. So you never learn how to take it out. You need that company to pull it out. You are different in the world. For you it's an imam on the head, a servant. It's a kurta, it's a jutta, it's an atam. There's my horse there, there's my weapons there, there's my musalla there. Where are you going today? The holidays are coming. I'm going in the path of Allah. Is the whole world lost like to bring them back to Allah? Where are you going now? I'm standing up for tahajjud. And the whole world is sleeping. I'm standing up and crying in front of Allah. Someone say, what do you do at night? Sending messages to who? I'm sending messages to Allah. Your head is on the phone, my hands in dua. You will find young boys have also woken up in the past for tahajjud. And they can work it today also. The alarm is ringing. The mother says, what's wrong with him? She goes in the room, she sees a 5-year-old. No. Yes, why? Because suddenly he learned that I have to be different from the world. I am not a normal person, I am someone unique. I have been connected to a divine magnet. Now the lion has chased him. It says, you are not a ghost. You are different in the world. You are the king of the whole jungle. But the only thing is you forgot who you are. That's all. So she takes him to the water and she says, I want you to look into this water. And do you look like a goat or do you look like a lion? When you go home today, ask yourself that I am Ahmad. So my Ahmad is it me or is John? Because my outside is John, but my inside is screaming, I am Ahmad. I am the ambassador of the Rasul of Allah. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I am that man that Rasulullah said one day to his Sahaba, I can't wait to meet my friends. Sahaba asked, are we not your friends? He said, you are my companions. My friends are those who have to come later on. They have not seen me, but they give their lives to be with me. So I can't wait to meet my friends. Me and you are my friends. When I stand in front of the mirror, suddenly I say, I'm not Sam and I'm not John. I am Muhammad. And hear the roar. And you will see all life will change. The company will change. The phone will change. What's on the phone will change. Your libraries will change. Where there was first and dirt, you will start becoming pure. Where you had conflicts, you will start getting bitter. Where you had funny checks, you will put on an imama was modern. Your clothing will change. The spirit that I must have a night here and I must have a night there, even my jockey must be nice. I asked that boy, I don't understand what you got to do with a branded jockey. I said, here the person will know what shirt you wear and the trouser you wear. But I said, I can't understand who feels important if you got a nice jockey. And that's your private partner will say, at least now I'm protected. Yeah, you can do anything. But it's in the mind. Some unique. Now when the lion returned back, suddenly he was a different lion. Now his walk was different, his honor was different, his stance was different. In front of the goats, the lion would have attacked, we won't attack. But we will look at the whole world with the eyes of sympathy and mercy. That I am walking every day to Jannah. We are walking every day to Jannah. I am every day living under the waterfall of Allah. We are every day living under the curse of Allah. My example is the example in the end of this. Is the example of one person who stood on the railway line. And as that train went past, then he looked in first class. And he saw a man sitting there and he said, wow, to travel first class is tough. And then as the classes went, he saw a man in the last class. That man had a couple of bags and there was slides moving around, it was open also, he just got one for free maybe. So he looked at that man and he said, how? I pity this man. So what he looked at, he looked on the outside, like how me and you look at the Ferrari, he got the building, he got the shops, he got. But he forgot to look inside. So then Islam came. And Islam told him, never judge the world from outside, you have to get onto the train. Come, let's go on the train. This is Quran. Islam and Quran now took my hand and your hand and took us to first class. You want to be in first class, let's see what it is. So when we came to first class, we all want to travel first class. But suddenly in first class, instead of seeing the man smiling, we found him scared. And the food that was in front, he's not eating it. So you ask him that what lovely food you got. You got the wealth of the world around you. How come you stand? And I want you to do this when you see that smiling face on that board, your American star, your Hollywood star, you see them in the newspapers and what a smile, as though they are the happiness in the world, it's a lie. Look behind that smile and you will see this person is living under the curse of Almighty Allah. They can't sleep at night. They have to put up that smile for the camera. So he tells the man, you got everything in the world, you're not smiling. The man don't want to answer. He's just looking at his food, but he's not talking. So Quran will tell me and you that you know what happened? This man has been found guilty of murder. His case is already finished. Judgment has been passed. He asked for pardon, he wasn't given the pardon. Now they put him on the train to go to get executed. As the train is going, with the turn of every wheel, this man is coming closer and closer to his destruction. How do you think he will eat the food? He's asking. That man who is away from Allah, every day when he sleeps, he knows that whether I die tomorrow, I don't know. He heard his brother died, he died. That man, you don't want to die, please. So I tell you, your brother died, not you. And we meet those people, he says, my brother died at 65, and my sister died at 65. And now he's scared, you ask him why he said, he said, I'm 65 now. I'm going to die. How do he live? Now you go to the last class. That man is by holding his bag. There are flies moving around him. His clothes are tattered and torn. But you see him smiling. You ask him, how can you smile? He said, why shouldn't I smile? He said, I have come from a land where I was sent by my family to do work. He said, as I did work there, I always sent money back home. I kept little for me, he said, Lord. Until finally my mother has now written to me that my son, you have done well. And we put up our own empire here. Everything is ready, the land is bought, the house is up, the money you have sent is Mubarak. Now we want you only. Only person missing of happiness is you, come away. So he says, with the money that I had, I sold everything. Everything. And I converted whatever money I had into the currency I'm coming to now. In the ending I was thinking about what ticket to buy. So I said, rather spend more money back home, and I bought a cheap ticket. He said, I know it's looking heavy, my condition, but he says, remember, at the next station, my own family is dead to me. They'll take my bag. I will be taken for a shower. He said, if you have to visit me tomorrow, you won't find me like this. Tomorrow, everyone is coming to meet me. Everyone is going to thank me. It's because of your money that you said you have given happiness to us all. He said, from tomorrow my Jannah comes. So he says, with the turn of every wheel, my happiness increases. That person who is connected to Allah, every day that he moves one step further to his death, it brings another smile on his face. I'm coming away from alive. How many days left to Allah? And that person who is not connected, every time he heard of a death, it's like when the man is connected, when he sleeps at night, he says, one more last night. Bilal radiallahu anhu is dead. His wife started crying. He said, what are you crying for? Tomorrow I will meet my companion, friend Muhammad. I want to go. Allah put it in mind and yours. It started with a message of death, it ended with a message of death. I want to die. But until death, I got a road to walk. On this road, my tongue will become inshallah, mashallah. My life will become Quran in the company of the fire. And then I will rise above the rest of the world. And when I see the world going in one direction, I will walk in the other direction. I will be a lion, and everyone around me can be goats and sheep, what they want. But I will find my honor within, not without. It will not be clothing, it will not be phones, it will not be cars, it will not be cash and money. My honor is me. My honor is in the musalla. My honor is when my hands go up and say, Oh Allah, and I know my Allah is listening from the top of the heaven. That's my honor. May Allah put His deed in our heart. The times are changing, revolutions are coming, and for revolutions, every new era, every spring takes out a new flower. In the new era of Islam, the new garden won't be old people like me and the old people. It will be the new flowers. That young boy who's 5 years, 6 years, it will come in his heart that I want to be the next ambassador of Islam. But if it comes in your heart, make it. Say, oh Allah, I'm ready. And wallah, that man who says I'm ready and he gets divinely selected, in the next 20 years he will shock the whole world. That father who got it in his heart, he must say, oh Allah, I couldn't do it, but I make my son walk for your deen. I hand him over. In the past I wanted him to be a doctor, I wanted him to be a lawyer. Oh Allah, all forgotten, I want him to be yours only. You see. And when Allah chooses, the world will see a change. The whole world. Isa alayhi mother, Maryam radiallahu anha, when her mother was pregnant, she just said one thing. She said, oh Allah, the child in the womb, I have made it walk for you. That one word of hers, and it made that the mother of one of the greatest Anbiya that came in the world. You make that intention. That, oh Allah, my son, my daughter, I hand it over. And the child makes that intention, I hand myself over. And when things are accepted on the top by the house of Allah, then the world will see unique things happening. May Allah